To remove and replace the front brake pads on your Ranger XD 1500, follow these steps. Park the vehicle on a flat, level surface, ensure it is in park, and remove the key. Next, remove the wheel from the vehicle. Begin by loosening the lug nuts while the vehicle is on the ground, but do not remove at this time. Then, safely elevate the vehicle. Reference your owner's manual for proper lifting techniques. Once safely elevated, remove the lug nuts and set aside. Then, remove the wheels and set aside. Next, remove the brake caliper fasteners. Now, remove the caliper from the front knuckle. When removing the caliper, use care not to damage the brake hose. Support the caliper to avoid kinking or bending the brake hose. Now, remove the brake pads. Before continuing, inspect the brake pads for damage or wear and replace if necessary. If installing new pads, remove the brake pad retaining clips and inspect for any wear or damage. Replace if necessary. Next, remove the brake caliper pins and clean with a shop rag. After this, inspect the rubber dust boots for tears or damage and replace if necessary. Then, using a C-clamp or locking pliers, slowly push against the brake pad and move both caliper pistons into the caliper. Brake fluid will be forced through the compensating port into the master cylinder fluid reservoir when the piston is pushed back into the caliper. Remove the excess fluid from the reservoir as required. Next, lubricate the caliper pins with a light film of silicone grease and install, making sure the boots seat to the caliper pins. Then, install the brake pad mounting clips. Next, install the pads into the caliper mounting bracket. If brake pads are contaminated with grease, oil, or liquid soaked, do not use the pads. Use only new, clean pads. Now, slide the caliper onto the caliper mounting bracket. Then, install the caliper onto the knuckle with the new mounting fasteners. Torque to specification. Next, slowly pump the brake pedal until pressure has been built up. Maintain at least ½ inch of brake fluid in the reservoir to prevent air from entering the system. Now, verify the fluid level in the reservoir is up to the max line inside the reservoir and install the cap. Next, install the wheel on the vehicle and tighten the lug nuts until fully seated. Once installed, safely lower the vehicle until the tires begin to touch the ground. This will help keep the wheel in place when torquing. Once lowered, torque the lug nuts to specification. Now, test your vehicle for proper braking action before putting back into service. Also inspect for fluid leaks and firm brakes. Make sure the brake is not dragging when the pedal is released. If the brake drags, recheck the assembly and installation. If new brake pads were installed, it is required that a burnishing procedure be performed after the installation to extend the service of life and reduce noise. To begin the procedure, start your vehicle and slowly increase speed to 30 miles per hour and gradually apply brakes to stop the vehicle. Then, allow pads and discs to cool sufficiently during the procedure. Do not let pads or discs to become hot, or warping may result. Repeat this process 10 times. Do not make more than 3 stops in 1 mile. For more information, see your authorized Polaris dealer or visit Polaris.com.